Hello guys, today we want to talk about saving your marriage before it begins. Yes, to have a successful marriage doesn't come when you are married. It comes while you are single. There are a lot of things that I want to recommend to you that you do before you go into the marriage. That one, you set a good platform, you set a good foundation for your marriage. You don't go into the marriage before you start figuring some things out, before you ask yourself, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Because if you are not happy while you are single, there is no way you are going to be happy when you are married. So there are a lot of things you need to do. Stick with me. If you are single, let's learn how you can save your marriage even before you begin. But before I go into that, I've realized that most people postpone their betterment until they are married. And when I get married, I'll do this. When I get married, I'll do that. When I get married, no. Even as you are single, there are a lot of things you can do while you are single. So don't wait till you get married. Don't wait and say, it is when I get married that I will start developing myself. It is when I get married that I will go for that driving school. It is when I get married that I will learn how to build relationships. No. Do not wait for marriage before you build your betterment. Even as you are single, there are a lot of things you can do. And getting married also comes with its own responsibilities. So do most of the work now. Develop yourself now. Do not wait, please. And then just know that it is okay to be single. My dear, it is okay to be single. Do not let society pressure you. You don't want to go into marriage because you have been pressured. You are going to regret it. So it is okay to be single and alone, but it is not okay to be single and lonely. Most people want to get married not because they want to get married, but because they feel they are lonely. And if I get him, I am not happy. What pains me is that I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody to talk to. My dear, if you are not able to enjoy your own company now, in marriage you are going to suffer, because that man, that woman you are going to marry is not going to be there for you 24/7. So there are a lot of people who are married and still lonely in their marriage. So marriage doesn't fill the gap of loneliness. That is why you should be able to enjoy your own company. That is why you should have your hobbies. That is why you should do things that makes you happy. That is why you should be able to be there for you and should be able to have self-awareness. You should be able to have emotional intelligence. You should be able to have self-love for yourself. Please, if you are lonely while you are single, you are going to be desperate. And anybody who comes in to fill that void, you will think that this is the man, this is the woman. And you will jump into the person's hands without taking into consideration a lot of things that you are supposed to do. So please do not be single and lonely. Be single and alone. The Bible says that, and God saw that Adam was alone. It means that there were other relationships in the garden that was keeping Adam company. There were other animals. He had work to do. He was occupied. He was not lonely, but alone. So yes, you can be alone, but please don't be lonely. And then being single will not kill you. Don't make it look as if you do not marry, you are going to die. No. Yes, marriage is nice, marriage is beautiful. You see, if you have that perception that I need to marry before I survive, that is when you get the whole thing wrong. Being single will not kill you. Being married will not heal you. So whatever you are going on, whatever is going on with you today, being married will not solve that problem. No, I am sorry to tell you, but I want to be frank with you as much as possible. So don't let it look as if marriage is the breath that you have to breathe, that if you do not marry, like you are going to die. No, being single will not heal you. Being single will not kill you, and being married will not heal you. And then, even as you are single, I'll tell you to develop closeness with God. Build a personal relationship with God. He is the only one who can see you through your singleness, who can see you through your marriage life. He is the only one who can help you make a good choice for yourself. Getting a successful marriage starts with the choice. Don't make the choice and then you go into the marriage and you want to change the choice that you made. No. And it is only God who is going to help you. There are moments sometimes you have to pray and say, God, if this person is not going to be a good husband or a good wife for me, find ways of taking the person out of my life. There are many instances that God has taken people out of our lives, and we feel that these people did it, these people hurt us. We feel that these people, sometimes God wants to take the man out and put the man to sleep so that he can work on you even as you are single. because God had to put Adam to sleep before he could take Eve out, work on Eve, make Eve a woman of a woman, in fact, a complete woman, before he presented her to Adam. Sometimes you, the man, God has to put you to sleep and take that woman out of you and work on her before he presents her to you. So it is not all breakups that are, God, why did you do this? Why did this person do me? God is to give you a movie. God is to give you a forecast into your future for you to see what your life would have turned if you had married that person. My dear, you would kneel down and thank God. This lady said that she dated this guy. They got pregnant. The guy told her to abort it. She went through traumas, and then she went through stuffs, and then later the guy married, and she prayed that God should not let the guy's wife have a child, but the guy's wife is pregnant, and so she thinks that God doesn't love her. I said, what? But this is immaturity on the part of someone who calls herself a Christian. This is total immaturity. Why do we always want vengeance? Like we want things to work our way. If you had married him, do you know where you would have turned to? If it were you that you married him, you wouldn't even have gotten pregnant in the marriage. So even as you're saying you are single, please build a personal relationship with God. So how do you work on your marriage before it begins? The first thing is build your character more than you build your expectations. Take time. Self-awareness, self-assessment, build your finances, your financial character. How do you handle money? What is your saving habit? What is your money mindset? Like, build that, build your habits, how you do things, your strength, your weakness, build your skills, things you do with your hand. Read books, develop yourself, build your goals, build your dreams, build your aspirations. Do not build an expectation list. I'm going to do a video about where women get it wrong when it comes to expectations. I'm going to film that video right after this one. So after posting this one, the next 2-3 days, I'm going to post that one too. So please subscribe to my channel and stick to my channel for these amazing contents that will help you in your relationship and in your marriage. Build your character. Hey, I want a man who is this. I want that. I want that. I want that. Take that time. It takes that same energy to build the character within you. And then please deal with your demons. We all have demons. We all have hurts. We all have traumas. We all have family issues. Someone did something to you. Sometimes it's rape. Sometimes we couldn't have love with our parents. Sometimes we didn't experience self-love. There were a lot of things, and so we are carrying a lot of pain, a lot of hurt in us. If you are not able to deal with these demons and then you go into marriage, you have spoiled your marriage with your own hands. So even as you are single, learn to deal with your own demons. If there are family issues, if there are generational curses in your family that you have to pray about even before you go into the marriage, you have to. Do not wait till you go into the marriage before. I realized that in my father's family, there was nothing like almost all the women in the family. You give birth to 1, 2, 3 different fathers. You give birth to, I remember it was one auntie of mine that the husband came home to do the traditional marriage. And so even before, about 10 years before I got married, I started praying about it, that for me and the generation that comes after me, that thing is broken. And to the glory of God, after I did my wedding, about 3 or 4 cousins of mine have also been married in the family. So if there are issues in the family, start dealing with it. That is why I said you need to build a closer relationship with God. Do not wait till you get married before. From where I'm coming from our Ghanaian culture, there are a lot of some of these issues. If you have issues with your parents, if you have relationship issues with your sibling, deal with them before you go into the marriage. If you have character flaws, deal with them. You know you have anger issues. You are not dealing with your anger issues. You're expected to get married. How do you go into marriage with that anger issues? You know you do not respect. A lot of people are telling you do not respect. And you've not dealt with it. You haven't done self-assessment. You haven't done a meeting with yourself. You haven't been conscious of those things. And you want to get married. If you go into marriage with these character flaws, my dear, your marriage is destroyed even from the start. And then set boundaries with the opposite sex. our rear end drama drew. So if you're a young man and you've been targeted that, oh boy, wait up, oh, this lady, she's cheating and other things. When you go into marriage, you are going into the marriage with the same thing. So even as you are single, set boundaries. If it is one man you are dating one man. If one woman you are dating one woman. You don't, I'm not sure. So you don't do this, and say, when I get married, I will stop. You will not stop. I am sorry to tell you, you will not stop. So it is better you set those boundaries for yourself. Build good character for yourself before you go into the marriage. These are things that I am sure if you start doing them, your marriage is saved even before you go in. But if you do not pay attention to these things, my dear, don't go into the marriage and expect the marriage, the happiness in the marriage to come automatically. It doesn't work that way. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please ask me any question you have in the comment section. You can send me a DM on IG or Facebook or TikTok. It is Akua Nyameyie on all social media platforms if you want a one-on-one clarification section with me. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. Thank you once again. I'll definitely see you in the next video. Nyame nka ho.